Hi everyone, welcome back to another June video. I've got the new Echo Park craft room collection and I absolutely love it. It's all pastel-y colours, but they're not what I call the pale pastel colours. They're quite bright and vibrant, as you can see. So as always, I've done a little bit of prep, and the photo that I'm going to be scrapping today is this one. And this was taken when I was at a weekend retreat a little while ago. So I've got loads of photos like this. So this is absolutely perfect for these photos. And I'm going to use a few pieces out of the June embellishment kit. So I'll show you those as we go along. So I'm going to move what I've prepped so far. So I'm just going to use a piece of 12 by 12 white cardstock. Just let me get this lined up again. There you go. And I've drawn a line at 4 inches so that my circles can line up nice and straight. But first of all, I'm going to use one of Sarah's stencils, and I'm just going to put a bit of a pattern sort of down this side where it's going to be a bit plain. I'm going to use speckled egg because that sort of matches one of the papers I'm using. So let's get that done first. So I'm just going to hold that down because I'm not doing a definite pattern. I'm just going to put a little bit on and just spread it over everywhere. Now I don't know how you will clean your stencils, but what I tend to do is put my stencils on the stencil packaging and use a baby wipe and just rub it, and then with a bit of kitchen roll just dry it off, but leave it to air dry for a little while. So that's fine. So now I'm just going to, if I can, line up the pattern like so, and I'm just going to add a little bit more. So as you can see, I've not added a huge amount of stenciling. It's just to take the plainness off of this bit of the cardstock. So there you go. That's all I wanted to do. So just to go around the edges of the papers. So I'm going to put that to one side and I'll clean that in a mo. So the next thing I'm going to do is stick down my papers. So I've used 2 of the pattern papers. I'm going to use, they've got really nice like other bead sides if you want to call them, but I'm going to use the plain ones for this time, and I'm going to stick them down. See, that just takes the plainness off that bit as well. So I'm just going to stick that down. Oh, let's see if my tape gun will work. So I'm just going to stick that down. So that's that, and I'm going to line that up with the line that I've drawn. You won't see the line when I've done it. Just move that up a little bit. I'm just doing it by eye, but I'm just trying to get the same distance. Then I'm going to do exactly the same with the orange piece. So I've got a double layer with a bit of a border. I'm just going to stick that down. Stick that like so. Again, I'm doing it by eye, but I'm just trying to get the roughly the same sort of clearage, like space on both sides. There you go. So I've now got a couple of bits of 12 by 12 that I'm going to, or 12 in length, but I think this one's 1.5 and this is 1, and this one I'm actually going to use a scallop punch and just punch the edge, which I'll do now. Oops, get that the right way. I love this punch. This is my favourite punch of all time. This is, I love it. So just get that punched. Again, just make sure that I'm lining up the lines properly. There you go, that's one bit done, one half done. And then just do the second half. I like how easy these punches are as well to use. They're really nice. So just move that across. And that should be the last one. Yay, there we go. So let's just move, we'll put that out the way, move that out the way. I'm just going to get rid of the little scrap bits that come out. So this one I'm going to lay over the edges of the circle, and then I'm going to pop that one just over the top like that, just to finish off that edge. But before I do that, I'm just going to bend the edge of this one up. Don't want it too neat and tidy. I just want to crumple it a little bit and just bend it, just to give it a little bit of dimension. There you go. And then I'm going to stick that down. So I normally just put a couple of stripes of tape down there and just leave the edge up, and then just, oh, this is a bit I find tricky. There we go. And just stick that down, and then I've distressed the edge on that already, and I've distressed around the edges of my circles, or my semicircles, and I'm just going to pop that over the top like that. If you've got a little bit of overhang like I have on the bottom of this, then I'll just cut that off with a pair of scissors afterwards. So I'm going to glue that one down. Okay, so again, a couple of stripes. I don't mind if the edges of these are left up a little bit. That's fine. So I'm just going to stick that one down. There you go. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. Ooh, it's all coming together. So the first thing I'm going to use out of the June embellishment kit is this lovely flower trim. I really like this because the flowers are sort of at an angle, I guess. So I really like this, and I'm going to finish off just this side of the circle by putting that down. So I'm going to use my glue gun, my trusty glue gun, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by putting a bit on the bottom. I put quite a liberal amount on, then I'm going to just push that down and hold it and flick it up and put some more down. And then just put that down, right, and hold it. So I'm going to hold that there and just flick that back. And again, I'm just going to carry on doing that until all of the trim is down. And this way as well, if you do it in stages, you know that you've got it stuck down, but also that if the trim is a little bit twisted, then you can untwist it as you're going along. So the last little bit, I'm just going to pop some more glue on there, and then stick the final bit down. Oop. This is where you need nimble fingers. I do like using trim this way. It showcases the trim, which is lovely, and it just finishes off that edge that you've got. And there you go. So just stick that down, make sure some of the twisted petals aren't stuck in. Ooh. So that's what I mean by untwisting them. So there you go. So just make sure that's well stuck down, and then I'm just going to use my trusty scissors and cut that off. There you go, that's that done. So now line that back up again. So, and I will just trim this bit off at the bottom, but oh, I really like that already. So I do like that. I am biased though, I guess. So I'm going to map my photo. Now I've used another piece of the cardstock, and I've just left this one a little bit bigger just to frame my photo that little bit more. So I'm going to stick my photo down. Onto the cardstock. And then just make sure it's got quite a nice wide border around all of it. And I'm actually going to lift this up on foam pads. But what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can find, if I've got a bit left. No, well, I've got that bit left. So rather than wasting what's left of the foam dots, I actually use all of it. So I'm just going to turn that over. I'm going to pop that down, and then I'm just going to fill in the gap down the side with some foam dots. I don't want to go right up to the edge because I might tuck some stuff under it. I've not decided yet. So leave that there, that's fine. And then just peel all of this off. This is a really good way to use all of your foam pads and not waste anything. I didn't even think about that until a good few years ago when a friend said to me, oh, you need to use this bit as well. And I really hadn't thought about using that. So I'm going to wipe all the debris off there. I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to line it up there, just like that. So that's my photo down, and like the bases now to embellish. So out of the June kit, I've got a metal clip. I've got this lovely flare with me time on it. I've got a corduroy heart, which I love these. Sarah puts these in quite a bit and I love them. I've got a little leather heart with a heart stamped on it that I thought I might use because that's quite a nice, that's pretty much the colour on the paper. And then I've got a star that I might use as well. I'm not saying I'm going to use all of these, but I might do. So I'm going to move those out of the way for a minute. Now, do I want to... Oh, yeah. So that was nice and easy. I'm going to put the clip on there. Right, so I have got... Oh, it's all stuck together. Bear with me a minute. I have got the stickers, and I've got the chipboard elements. So I think I'm going to use some of these as well, and I think I'm going to use the Find Me in My Craft Room as my title. But what I'm going to do is peel it off. Then I'm going to use my little tool that I got from Sarah, my EK Success talcum powder. I love this. I've been seeing it, and I asked the team about it, and I think it was Julie said that she's got one and she can't live without it. And I know what she means now, because I use it quite a lot. So all I'm going to do is dab quite liberally on the back of the sticker and then just brush it all on. It doesn't matter if you don't get all of it, but it just takes that tackiness off. There you go. So that's as much as I'm going to do on that. I'm just going to brush that down, and I'm going to use some more foam pads again. I'm actually going to cut this bit off. Ooh, and use that there, and then that will, there you go, that will cover all of that. Ooh, if I can get the back off. Oh, there you go, pull that off. And I'm going to stick that along there, and then this bit here I'm just going to pop just a couple of foam pads just to give it a little bit of stability more than anything, so it doesn't bend. There you go, and then just pull everything off and stick it down. Oh, so I'm gonna pull that off. Okay, and I think I might pop that there. Find me in my craft room. Yeah, I like that. So now I'm just going to pop some bits and pieces around it. So I've got these bits, and I've got some stickers. I might just use some of these, some of the ones that I would usually use. So I might use this one, and what else shall I use? Date stamp. Use the date stamp, and I think the corner punch I think I'm going to use. I'm just going to use my tool again and just take a bit of the sticky off. Just make sure that you take enough off, and then put that to one side, and I'm just going to put some dots on these just so I can stick them down. Oh, that one's still a little bit sticky, but it doesn't matter. So just pull these off, and put them on there. Sorry, this is a bit like watching paint dry, isn't it, me doing this? Especially when my foam pads won't come off. But that's fine. Let's get these stuck down. Ooh. Okay, so let's just do this. Do that. Ooh. There you go, that come off. Pop that one there. Just going to pop another one there, and then I'm going to put a couple of smaller ones on here. There. Ooh. Right, that one's not coming off. Don't you just love it when it does that? There you go, that's got it. And I'm going to pop that there. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down first, since as that one's got the glue off. So I'm just going to pull all this off, and I'm just going to stagger these sort of down this side here. I was going to do it the other side, but I don't want to cover the border that I've done. So again, just pop that there. and then the corner punch can go there. Now I think I'm going to use this little heart, and I'm going to put this in the staggerer bit. So I'm just going to put a bit of wet glue on the back of this. It's lovely soft leather, that is. And I'm just going to pop that there. Okay, so do I want to put anything on? And this is the thing, I do this and then think, I don't know if I want to put that on. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. So I just, no, let's swap that around so we don't have two hearts together. I might do that actually, and just stick those down like that. Right, let me stick it down before I change my mind. So again, I'm using wet glue on all of these, and these flares are lovely because A, they're material, and B, they've got the plastic backs, not the metal ones that tend to rust. So I'm sticking that down with confidence that it's going to remain. But I love the material flares, they're really lovely. So do that, and then I'm going to stick that one over the edge like so, and then I'm going to stick the star down. I'm just going to make sure I go up all of the edges and in the middle, because you want them to stick down properly. And then I'm going to put that one that way. Okay, so that's my layout using the Echo Park & Co craft room collection, and I love it. It's really simple, but it's really effective. I just need to add my journaling to it, which I'll do off camera. I hope again that's given you some ideas on how to use this collection, and until next time, bye for now.